Investigates starts right now. What is up, my beautiful goats? Welcome to the Goat Pen. MAB Investigates starts right now. What's up, Keisha? What's up, Jim? What's up, Debbie Holcomb, Ash Cash, Tori, Kimsta, Jimsta, Angel Sutton, Crab Rangoon, the very first one. How y'all doing tonight? Sweet Leaf, what's up, darling? Oh, Lord. Worked all day today again on the damn flowers. K-Flowers, what's up? On the landscaping, we've removed a ton of pavers, 5 or 6 pallets full. And now we're going to start putting them back in pretty soon. I hit my finger with a, kind of hit it with a hammer, but not really. Hurts though. It does hurt. You can see behind me we have Cash Patel and Sean Hannity right there. The battle of the sheriff and the Cash Patel. The battle between the Pima County and the FBI. What is up with that? What do I got here? I thought I had that. Hold on a second here. I mean, it was this one. Copy. There we go. There we go. Yeah, ouch. I could barely make a fist. I'm kind of like the porch guy. Oh, I can't close my hand. Linda, what's up? How y'all doing? Mrs. Mab's going to be joining us shortly. It's treat time. I'm a flipping champ. Amen to that. Nefertitius Ford. Nefertitius F. George, whatever the hell that means. Let's check this out. Cash Patel. Uh-oh, I got a dog. What's up? The dog is eating again. The dog is eating now. I cook him. I cook his food now and he eats it. Hey, Jessica, what's up? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that after the live. Let's go to this view right here. Hospital room. This backdrop has me cry laughing. You're making me laugh. What's up? Why are you in the hospital, hon? That's not good.
One thing I want to ask you is about in the Nancy Guthrie case. I got frustrated because I knew from my sources they were trying to keep you guys out.
Why the hell would they try to keep the FBI out? Sheriff Nanos, dumb shit, screwing up the scene, breaking chain of custody, doing all kinds of idiotic shit. He's got no bounds of idiocy.
They did.
They did keep you out.
And look, here's how
time matters in an investigation.
The first 48 hours of anyone's disappearance are the most critical. And here's how these cases works. It is a state matter. It's a state and local law enforcement matter. What we, the FBI, do is say, hey, we're here to help. What do you need? What can we do? And for 4 days, we were kept out of the investigation.
4 days kept out of the investigation. For 4 days. First 48, you ever heard that term? Used to be you there, hon? Hon, It's not ready yet, apparently. First 48. There's a show by that name. Very, very important, First 48.
And when we were finally let in, Sean, look what we did. We went in and got the Ring doorbell.
It's not a Ring doorbell, Cash. It's a Nest camera by Google. Ring doorbell and Nest cameras are totally different. Thanks, Cassie. Good to see you, Cassie Christensen. Cash doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about, all right? It's a Nest camera.
And we said, hey, is anyone talking to Google? I called the leadership at Google and I said, look, we know that there was
Breakthrough seizure. Give me a compound fracture. Oh, Lord. Breakthrough seizure. Give me a compound fracture of what? Your head or your back or something?
was not a subscription service to capture all of the data that would have been captured had there been a subscription service. But can we go into the cache? Can we go into the data before it's
Cash is going into the cache. We've got cache going on here. Cache went into the cache.
deleted and see what we can find? That's why you have that image, because the FBI worked with Google to put that image out. Another thing we asked to do.
You guys got that tape, which was the biggest breakthrough during that case.
We could have gotten it days before. We could have also maybe gotten more data had we been let in early.
Why wouldn't?
Yeah, if they were let in very beginning, we may have videos from every single camera. No, Nanos had to screw it up because he's got an ego the size of freaking Texas. Damn.
Wouldn't they want your help? Why did they send the DNA to a lab in Florida, not Quantico?
That's the other thing that you hit on, right? Again, we were saying we'll process it. I launched hundreds of agents and intel staff to Phoenix and Tucson just for this case, just to be on standby.
And they didn't want
just
you
to
there.
do the canvassing. And we said, we'll take the DNA. And again, it's a state and local matter. So it's
You're good, Sheila. Thanks for coming.
their call on where to send the DNA. We have Quantico, best lab in the world. I had a fixed wing aircraft on the ground ready to move it immediately.
Fixed wing aircraft ready to go with the DNA. And they had to send it to Florida and slow everything down and screw the whole thing up. Oh, Lord. I can't with this Nanos guy.
Immediately through the night.
Did they just say no?
And they said, we're sending it to Florida. And then, I don't know,
They have
60
jurisdiction.
days. They have jurisdiction, so it's their call. So
Bad call.
Sunflower.
well, that's for the American public to decide. And what we can do is continue to offer support. We would have analyzed it within days and maybe gotten better information or more information. Our lab's just better than any other private lab out there.
Yeah, Nanos needs to be out big time. He's a total idiot. Damn. Hey, Pamela. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you.
And we didn't get a chance to do that. So I understand everybody's frustrations on that.
No, I'm not frustrated with you. I'm frustrated that they.
So am I, Debbie. He's eating now. He's getting back to normal. Oh, I thought he was dying last Friday. I was bawling on the kitchen floor, like holding him, and shit. And now he's turning back into his old aggravating self. He even ate some of the farmer's dog stuff earlier. So the dog is still with us, and it looks like he's going to make it. Lucas is good. Still haven't tried to take him on a walk yet, but maybe I'll do that tonight. The lieutenant said Nanos only by a few votes. Nanos fraud, mail-in, absentee, non-residential ballots needs investigated. That's why he doesn't want DOJ or FBI in. Yeah, that guy is corrupt as hell. Everything on this show is speculation, commentary. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Nanos is an idiot until proven otherwise. He's corrupt until proven otherwise. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's an idiot, but I'm saying it's speculation. It's commentary. Everybody, is innocent until proven guilty. We speculate here.
If I was the sheriff and the FBI was willing to help me, and time is of the essence, I'd want all the help I can get. Okay.
So would I. If I was a sheriff and Nancy's a big profile case like that, I would have let the FBI take the whole thing from the jump. Why would I get in the way of trying to? What's up, Douglas? Doug? What's up, Doug? La du jour or something. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother.
Let me ask you about this. And I think this is really important. You're going to hate me, but I'm obsessed with it.
This is going to talk about, I think they're talking about Kennedy, maybe?
So I really, look, the JFK file.
All right. We got enough out of that. They're going to talk about JFK and RFK and all that. So we're done there. Hunted. Where the hell is she? Oh, I'm not even trying to take a phone. Hello, MAB Investigates. Hey, Susan P. Let me share the screen so the people can hear you. I'll help you through. All right. All right.
And
you're live.
All right.
It's what's your name again? Where are you calling from?
I'm Susan P.
Susan.
And I'm calling from Texas.
All right. What you got on your mind?
So,
hey.
I just.
Oh.
Yes,
right. Hold on. Honey, you're on.
I'm in the show?
Yeah.
Hey there. Taking my hair out. I've had a lazy day.
Sorry, Susan. We just had
to. Too much.
We just had to. My wife's coming into the show, so.
That's all right. Thank you very much for allowing me an opportunity to speak on your platform.
Nope.
I just wanted to share that, you know how the only information that we have received has been on the porch guy video, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a big brouhaha about those names that was released from the other host on the other YouTube channel. And so what I did was I used Google Maps and I looked up every single address connected to those names.
Are you talking about the names of the people from the gun stores or like an Avenue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just trying to be real careful about mentioning any names because it's really scary to me.
All right.
So I looked up all of the addresses connected to those names.
Mm-hmm.
The names came back to addresses that were showed related to individuals that were friends with Nancy on her face page.
Facebook?
Yes, sir. One of them is a woman who is a designer. She's connected to another individual that Nancy was connected to, who is the builder.
Mm-hmm.
The woman that is of the last name Mabsta, I know I can say that name because that was one of the names that was on the list.
Oh, Basher.
And that was the name. Yeah, that was the name connected to the woman that had stayed at Nancy's house for 5 days in 2023.
Abanusi woman?
Yeah. She's Abanusi Shambayati Mabsta.
Fatima
Okay.
Abanusi.
Yeah, and there's another name,
I have her
a
name, patent applications that she filed. So she goes by a lot of different names, but
Yeah, she has a lot of different names.
yeah,
And the
here it is.
thing is
Right
that
here.
the addresses,
Her legal
the
name
addresses,
is Fatima Abanusi. That's what she put
yes,
in an application.
yeah. Well, that same woman,
Yeah.
when I was looking her up, I came across another alias that she had, and it kind of left my personal investigation at a stump. It just kind of like literally made it die out until the lady that was arrested in Los Angeles got arrested.
Who got
The
arrested?
faces are the same. And so
Who got arrested
it
in
just
LA?
yeah, she was the one that was arrested in LA for the gun charges and weapons and stuff like that.
What was her name?
And then I thought to myself, well,
What was her
you
name?
know, Shamim Mafi. Shamim Mafi. And I don't and the other alias name that she had, I found it on YouTube. And but the thing is that I only looked at what was provided to us as far as the law enforcement giving us the porch guy and law enforcement picking up those signs that had been left about the June and the Shemik and Navarro, all of those yellow signs that were all around Tucson and everything.
Oh,
those are connected also to those names. And
those yellow
so
signs, those two yellow signs.
yeah, those yellow signs.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is this one address that I looked up, and the address is showing to be 114 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home in the northwest part of, not northwest, in the north part of Tucson. The address was listed to the Mabsta name.
Yeah.
But the address itself says that it is on Cap or Whitecap Lane. And it's not Whitecap Lane. Whitecap is the name of a company. And
can you email me some information?
Yeah, I'll email you this information. But yeah,
you got my email?
It's very nerve-wracking to me because I thought to myself, well, this woman was arrested for gun charges and things like that. She didn't do anything with, everybody is confused. Nobody can figure out what's going on with this guy. You got the two bald-headed guys that walked in front of Nancy's house that morning that she was taken. Later on that morning, after she was taken, there was an Amazon package that was left on her doorstep. Nancy had made comments on the Nextdoor app about getting a Ring camera. She had mentioned stuff about Amazon packages coming up missing. And I feel like the staging that everybody is talking about, I feel like the staging is going on like right now, Mab. Like every time that there might be an inclination that would turn the law enforcement into the direction of the perpetrators, it's like something will change on the internet or something will change. And there was an individual that's connected to Nancy that had her picture on their, like that she was their friend. Well, then all of a sudden there was this another picture that showed up on there of her, and then it disappeared again. And I believe that there's like this communication that's going on, that like they're so slick about what they're doing with AI and everything. And so the only connection
my email
that I saw with that with her friend.
Do you have my email?
No, sir.
It's on the screen right now. MAB Investigates.
The MABinvestigates.com.
MAB Investigates at gmail.com. Send me this stuff so I can check it out.
Okay, home. You want me to send you a few right now while we're online?
Sure.
Hold on, let me pull up my email real quick.
Shemek, Conley, etc. Yeah, Doug, exactly.
Yeah, what I was going to say about that was that one address, that Whitecap address, that's 114 miles from Nancy's house.
Mhm.
It's right next to a Circle K, and it's right down the street, or it's right down the road from this place called June something. And that woman that's on the sign, her middle name is June. Her name is Carol June Wallace Shemek.
Carol June Wallace.
And she's actually the matriarch of those that are listed as Abnusi.
Ah, so
Their family tree goes back a ways. Yep.
what's her name again? Well, just email me. That'll be easier. Carmela Green, hello.
Man.
There you go.
I had some weird staticky stuff going on with my iPad, and I had to figure it out.
Well, look who's there. It's our beautiful Mrs. Rassy AI, hello. Well, Susan, I'd sure appreciate your call.
Yes, sir. I'm going to send these over to you.
All right.
So like I just sent you that first one of the lady that got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you what I mean before I let you go. One moment. Man, investigate.
Susan.
Did you get that first one?
Yep. This looks kind of like Abnusi right here.
Oh, wait till you see the second one. Hold on. Okay. There's a gallery. Okay, let me find her. I don't have my glasses on. One moment. Pictures.
Let me make a folder for this real quick.
Are you kidding me?
Thumbnails. I'm just going to make a folder, Abnusi.
Sorry, Mab. I don't have my glasses, and I'm trying to
You're good.
see because I saved them all in files, and the pictures are so small.
Okay, let's see here. All right, I got a folder started with the first picture in it.
I think this is her because I have two ladies. There's quite a few of them that are real estate agents too. Do you see her? Is she got that thing on her head? Let me make sure that I'm looking at the right one too.
Hoodie? Fatima Mogadassi.
Yeah, she got that weird. It's a YouTube channel. And then it has like a 1 or something, some numbers on the end.
2 women. No, I got. Oh, she is on YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, the white cap.
The
Let
white.
me show you the white cap.
The white.
Yeah.
On her head.
This is one of the addresses that came back to Mabsta. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not her. If it is her business, she's not like.
She's involved in like 4 different businesses.
Yeah, like she must be like the big boss or something of the business and owns the business, because the people don't look anything like that would be working for her. So it's like, it's really weird how she has all these businesses, researchers, scientists, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird how she has that. But when you see this picture, give me a minute. When you see this picture of Whitecap,
Okay.
you're gonna know why. Like, well, for me, I'm like, this is like weird. This is the reason why they're having a hard time with trying to nail them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is the reason why. And
Yeah.
come on,
2 pictures.
let me go here to the Whitecap.
2 pictures. Of
Okay,
Avenue C.
yeah, here's Whitecap. Let me go back. Where'd they go? Whitecap. Where did you go? Wait.
Hey, Victoria. Hey, Cindy Lou. Hey, Stacks. What's up? Sweet Leaf. Messy Jesse. What's up? Stacks. Linda Hanley. Victoria.
All right, so there's a whole bunch of people that said hi to me, and I didn't get to say hello to anybody. So Jim and Cindy Lou and Joyce and Sheila and Keisha
Good time, Susan.
and
Yeah,
Ash
it's like when I
Cash.
try to go and attach it, it's like it doesn't want to show up. If I go in the set, if I go out all the way, and then I try to come back in, the picture is not there, or it's so freaking small.
Can't you just drag it to your email?
Well, let me see if I can do that.
Pose, and then just drag it into the email. That's how I usually do it. Hey, Sagittarius 2025. So how are you doing, Mrs. Mab?
I'm good. Didn't have to work today.
It's good.
Got a bunch of new instruments
Wow.
Oh, really?
at work. Yes.
3 days worth. 3 days worth.
3 hours worth.
3 hours worth. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Wow. That makes no sense whatsoever.
What?
That I tried to that I'm trying to get it out of my kit, out of my pictures, and I can't get it out. That is weird.
Huh. Maybe there's secret CIA, somebody is controlling your computer.
It makes me wonder.
Well, you work on that and then send me another email.
I'm so sorry about that, because
All right.
okay, here they are. Let me see if it'll let me see if it'll let me just like share it to you.
Yeah, Linda, thank God it's Friday.
Damn it. Oh, of course it would happen to me.
Well, you can give us a call back in a little bit. Just work on it, and I'll be checking.
All right. I think I might have been able to paste it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I pasted the picture. Okay, I'm forwarding it to you right now.
All right.
That's what I got when I looked up the Mabsta address for Whitecap.
Okay. Let me refresh. All right. Ah.
Yeah,
The whole,
that one way over on the far left. And then
let me put it in my folder real quick. Got it.
mm-hmm.
And this is,
Now this one right here.
there's 4, 5 people here.
Mm-hmm.
White
All them men.
sales.
See the baldy?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so where did these addresses come from?
I looked them all up for those names.
What?
And the one name that you had that I looked them up was Abnusi. The Abnusi is the one that comes back with all those other aliases.
Yeah, and companies.
Mm-hmm. And you can find it on Locate Family, locatefamily.com.
Yeah. So
And then
is somehow involved with Whitecap Insurance Services.
Whitecap, I have to double check them to see if they're connected also to the same builder. But yeah, it's like a ring. It's like a ring. And then like look at this one. The and I'm telling you, just something inside of me tells me that it's photoshopped. Okay?
This picture I'm looking
It's
at?
something in telling me that this is Photoshop, but this was March of 2023, and it was sitting right in front of the not the Whitecap, but the designer person that I was telling you about. I just sent that one to you.
The designer is Fatima Mogadassi.
Yeah, I don't. No. The designer is a person that is a person that's connected to Nancy.
Is that the one?
And this designer is connected to the builder.
Is that the one with the earrings?
The builder is this person. Hold on.
How many pictures do you got?
Many.
Send them.
I'm just sending you the name so that you'll be able to find it. I'm sending you the name of the builder.
All right.
Because like I'm literally scared to even say the name.
All right. Well.
And the other person that she's connected to, all of that person, there's a person that she's connected to, and that person that she's connected to, his whole connection is in AI, communications and computers, social media and digital content and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they can change stuff on the internet and stuff.
Right. So.
And the name of this builder, when I looked it up, when I looked at the business and everything, it scared me because they had all those black gloves and everything. And they do foam foundations and concrete and stuff like that. So.
Well,
That's kind of where I'm at, and
a few
like
deep breaths.
I'm nervous.
Take a few deep breaths. Send me all the pictures and all the names, and just let me know what's going on, and then we'll catch back up, and we'll check it all out.
All right.
All right.
Is it all right for me to keep your number and to call you back, or should I just wait until you have your next video?
Yeah, just wait until I have my next video, and then you can call in.
All right.
All right, Susan.
I really enjoyed your show. You had me cracking up that first night that I ever watched you.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard because you were so tired and you were saying all the same stuff I say when I was tired. I really enjoy your show. I enjoy all of the shows. Everybody together is really putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah.
I sure hope that the law enforcement, that does this kind of stuff, I sure hope they're listening, and I sure hope they're picking up on the clues from everybody. And I sure hope that we find Nancy soon. I take care of my mom, who's 84, and I'm really heartbroken for that family. And so I hope that we'll be able to find them as a group. Thank you so much for your time, man.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sir. Have a good night.
Goodbye. Okay, I was receiving calls and I didn't even know it.
Hey, Dark Knight. Hey,
All right,
Casey.
then.
Oh, I don't have my glasses on.
What
Casey
up?
Baking, Kim, Stax, Johnny Jax,
Oh, we can show comments on the stage.
Courtney. Courtney, I don't know why you had a black screen. Hopefully it's better now.
Media.
Victoria. I missed a lot of what was happening because I didn't have any volume. So I don't know
Volume.
what the beginning of that phone call was. So I couldn't follow any of it. And
Yeah.
yeah, the dog wanted to go out and doing stuff too.
So they're talking now about this. Monks is actually. Yeah, I saw Alex. Alex just made a post that I have up here. Criminal Network. And let's check it out. So I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna share the screen.
Oh, I just lost your audio.
You lost my audio?
Yeah, my computer. Oh, Lucas. Sheila's asking how Lucas is. I don't know if you guys can hear me because I can't hear Mab, but he's better. As long as we cook his food for him and season it, he's
You
better.
can't hear me? Honey. Hello.
Honey, I can't hear you.
Why not?
I don't know what's happening with my computer. There's weird stuff going on out here with the power thingy keeps shutting off and not charging.
Hold on. Let me come and fix it.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I'm gonna. Jim says he can hear me, but I can't hear anything out here. I did redo this. That thing keeps shutting off and it's not charging. So I don't know what's going on.
It's charging now.
It is now, but this isn't, I'm saying.
Oh, this thing?
I've already turned it back on once. It just doesn't stay on.
It's on that.
I had to take your
And
vape
if
because that one's finally charging.
Sometimes if you go like this, take it back out.
Well, you have to go back in there and see.
And then you should use your headphones too if you don't.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm glad you can hear me, but I can't hear him. So.
Can you hear me now?
No. Let me try my headphones.
Yeah, try your headphones.
Okay, nothing.
All right, wait. I didn't say anything.
I don't hear you.
All right, well, go out and come back in.
Okay. All right, the Dark Knight. We're a little.
Can you hear me now? All right, well, come back in from the come back in from your text. Booted her. So Alex sent this or posted this. Nancy Guthrie, Porch Guy, and Bitcoin Guy are 100% connected. So let me get my soda real quick if I'm going to read. Sorry, you guys. Let's just put me up here for a second. Yeah, just go. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, but that's like the third time I've had to do that. So I don't know. My iPad is probably 10 years old. My phone is an iPhone 8, but I love it because it's small, but I'm sure I'm going to need new stuff soon.
Yeah, I think it's time for a new phone. All right.
French bread pizza. Oh, Kim, that sounds amazing.
I'm going to read this thing that Criminal Network put on X. Nancy Guthrie, Porch Guy, Bitcoin Guy, 100% connected. Savannah was reading the first ransom email on the evening of February 2nd. And Nancy disappeared late, early February 1st. Then the digital extortion component had to be pre-written. That alone tells us something huge about the offender structure. Let's break it down cleanly using what's confirmed publicly and what behaviorally consistent. 1, both ransom notes were verified, then Porch Guy and Bitcoin Guy are connected. That means Kalela, secret mutilator. This is the single strongest point in your argument if both the February 2nd ransom email, the later apology style note, were authenticated by investigators and acknowledged by Savannah. Then the digital sender knew details only the offender could know. That means Bitcoin Guy is not a random scammer. Bitcoin Guy is tied to the abduction. I always thought that Kalela, the Bitcoin guy, the first one that called Annie and Tommaso, sent text to both of them and made a 9-second phone call, waiting for the Bitcoin on our end, meaning more than one person. Bitcoin Guy had pre-planned digital materials before the crime occurred. This is not how opportunistic scammers behave. This is how a coordinated offender pair behaves. Pre-planning ransom email. The digital actor was ready before the abduction. This is critical. If Savannah saw the ransom email on February 2nd, that means the email was drafted before the abduction. Crypto wallet was set up before the abduction. The anonymous layers were prepared before the abduction. The senator was waiting for the go signal from the physical actor, Porch Guy. This classic 2-track choreography. Porch Guy handles the physical risk. Bitcoin Guy handles the digital extortion. This is not a lone offender improvising. Number 3, why Bitcoin Guy contacted media instead of family. This is one of the strangest parts of the case, and it tells us a lot about his psychology. The most consistent explanation, he wanted attention. Sending to TMZ is not about money, it's about visibility, ego, and control. He wanted to pressure the family publicly. Some offenders believe public exposure forces compliance. He is emotionally reactive, not strategic. The apology letter proves he is not a disciplined extortionist. He may have been trying to humiliate or even get even. Your get even theory fits the emotional tone of the apology note. A real kidnapper never goes to the media first. This is someone with personal motives, not purely financial ones. Number 4, the apology letter equals emotional leakage. The second note that apologizes, changes the story, adds no new demands, increased risks. It's not the behavior of a professional. It's just guilt, panic, emotional instability, a need to rewrite the narrative, possible internal conflict between Porch Guy and Bitcoin Guy. Some analysts said the writing felt female. Others said Savannah's public message sounded like she was addressing a female, but there is no confirmed forensic linguistic evidence of a female writer. Still, the tone shift is real. Why Porch Guy risk being on camera? This is where the behavioral split becomes obvious. Porch Guy, covered face, covered hands, moved confidently, tampered with camera, acted like someone who believed disguise equals safety. This is not a burglar. This is not the boogeyman. This is someone on a mission. He behaves like a physical actor, possibly lower intelligence, just following instructions, not the digital brain of the operation. He is the muscle, not the strategist. Number 6, the second person in the video theory. This is not confirmed by law enforcement or any reputable outlet. However, the behavioral possibility of a second person is absolutely valid. If there were 2 offenders, Porch Guy equals physical abductor, Bitcoin Guy equals digital extortionist. A third person, possibly female, equals emotional or relational connection. That would explain the apology letter tone. Savannah's female-directed messages, the emotional content of the communications, the inconsistent ransom behavior. But again, no official confirmation of the second person in the footage. Number 7, this is the last one, thank God. Behavioral synthesis, what the offender structure most likely is based on everything you've said and everything publicly known. Most likely scenario, Porch Guy, physical actor, low to moderate skill, risk tolerant, possibly subordinate. Bitcoin Guy, digital actor, pre-planner, emotionally unstable, attention seeking. Both are connected because the ransom notes were verified. The crime was pre-planned, not spontaneous. The motive is not purely financial. The apology letter indicates emotional involvement or guilt. This is not a clean extortion. This is a messy, emotionally charged, multi-offender crime. And that's it. And
Who
there's
wrote that?
Criminal Network says it's from his channel, Alex's. I don't know if he had a little help from AI or if he wrote this whole thing himself.
Huh.
I
wanted to shout out to Twinkle Toes and Guilty of Crime.
Guilty of Crime.
Yes, sir.
I thought
Midnight Moon. I'm sure I missed somebody. Rachel. Glad you guys like my hair. Appreciate it. Jim's got eye infections. That's no good. What's going on with your eyes, Jim? Is it pink eye or do you have something else going on?
All right. I thought I replied to this guy already. Said I thought I already.
Cindy Lou, we've got pine pollen here. And it is, you'll go out to your car, like I'll go out to my car after work and it's just covered in yellow pollen from all the pine trees, and everybody's here. It's got allergies. The
Crazy.
animals even have allergies.
The animals have allergies?
Yeah, I think that's why they're shaking their head. I mean, I have them too, but they're pretty mild.
Now, what's the other theory? That the guy used a dolly because the tracks on the front of the driveway show 2 tracks leading away from the front door. Now, I did a little video myself. Oh, not that
Rachel,
one.
MAB planted all the bulbs. So hopefully we'll have some tulips coming up in the next few weeks.
Oh, the snakes.
Oh, the snakes. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we had a big snake deal today.
Ginormous gopher snakes that have been living in our front yard. Actually, there were 3 and 1 got hit by a car. It was very sad. 3 huge. I mean, these gopher, I've never seen gopher snakes this big. They've probably been living under our yard for like 15 years, but we're blocking off our yard. So we had to move them. They would starve. So we.
Here's the video of
They're
2
hard
of
to
them.
see. They're up against the wall.
I caught
We think it's male and female.
both of them and moved them to the
Oh, whenever MAB puts a video up, I lose audio. That's what's going on.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Can you see the snakes? You can see them if you look closely.
God, they're
Right in the middle.
This one must be the male. That one's bigger. I think so. Oh, they're trying to get in. Oh,
They're slithering. It's huge.
There's nowhere for them to go because they were living under the pavers, and we're taking the pavers out.
They're gonna move to a new home.
Rachel, I'm not that scared. I mean, I was a few feet away. I'm not going to get up and pet them or anything, but they're harmless.
Oh, I wasn't even filming.
Video or effort.
I didn't even have the camera on. It's on now.
Yeah, so when we
friendly neighborhood gopher snakes.
Yeah, when we took out
So.
Jessica, when we took up the pavers, they were living under our walkway. Hey, what's up, Stacks? You're back. All right, good. We got you. So I took a video of.
Every time you put up a video, I lose audio.
Is that?
So I think I'm gonna just exit out.
All right. Well,
I can't with this.
give me my phone. Mrs. MAB is having problems.
Here.
You hate snakes?
All right, you guys, I have no audio again, so I'm going to say goodnight because this is not working for me. And I will catch you guys on another night. So everybody have a great night. Thank you for coming and saying hi. I love it so much. And I will see you guys later.
All right. Mrs. MAB is out. And the Mabsta is in. And I got a big huffing, puffing dog here. Are you a good boy? I just got a text from one of my workers saying, I don't want to work tomorrow. Picking up papers and stacking them on pallets is too hard. My back hurts. This dude's like 40. He's pussing out on me. Come on, man. All right. I'm down to 1 worker tomorrow instead of 2. Why did she let this dog in here? Come on, man. Let's listen to Doug real quick, because he talks about this. He was the first one that talked about the Dolly, having her taken out on the Dolly. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody next Sunday. This Sunday. And I screwed up already because I'm not sharing the video. Sorry.
Simple clues. Like, look at here. Let's take this for example. The front. This is after the scene. They didn't even take all the stuff to check the DNA. They didn't take the mat. It's so unorganized, the whole thing. See those flowers he used to block the camera? Obviously, everyone knows he touched the mouth flashlight.
Yeah, this whole Barney Fife operation in the beginning, they never took this carpet. They never cut these tiles out and sent them to Quantico. They never did anything right. In my opinion, they just screwed the damn Pooch so bad that even if they caught the perp, they could never prosecute because they screwed it up so bad that chain of custody of everything is just blown out.
The bite light.
Faithful servant, how you doing, brother?
With his fingers and his gloves. He had to take it in and out or he'd be choking.
Now, Monk says this is a tread from a dolly. See where the blood may have dripped on the wheel and it made that impression? And this, if you can see my mouse, which you probably can't, but this big blob here is an impression from a dolly wheel, supposedly.
So actually there's DNA on everything. Here you got, they said there was no footprints. This sure looks like a footprint to me. That actually looks like a Under Armour emblem. I saw some professional lady said, "Oh, that's a palm print."
It looks more like a tire tread from a dolly to me too.
What the hell are you talking about? If that isn't some kind of emblem from a shoe, I don't know what is. I mean, come on. I mean, there's tons of different goofy shoes. Then the one thing we haven't talked about much is this was a long time ago. We could see tracks. Someone came from the front door and put something on a cart and pushed it down the driveway, probably to a car. And we've been trying to figure out what that is. Well, this is the only thing I can think of. The way those 4 tracks are, this looks like the type of thing they would use. First, I thought it was a dolly. This is a dolly, but I thought it was a 2-wheel dolly. But then you can see the 4 wheels that left marks in the gravel. Look at right there on the driveway. If you look close, you can see the tracks. It comes all the way down, and you can see it starts right like someone brought something out of the house right there right past the sidewalk, and it comes right down all the way here, and it curves over. Must have been a car parked in front of the bushes there. It curves all the way down to the right, and then you can see it actually digs in deeper. Right here, you can see when it must have got right to the car there, pulled it out, and it dug deeper into because this is.
Yeah, it looks like it stops right here. So there's a car parked right here, a van, maybe a van.
Probably a little damp or a little thicker gravel. It's not as tight. But this is the only thing I can think, this cart.
See, now I have 2 of these dollies, and the handle, you can remove it and switch it. You can remove the handle to different positions, but the handle of the dolly behind Nancy's house is switched the other way. Hey, Bubby, what's up? Bubby71, good to see you, brother. Or girl, whatever. You see how this is leaned back? Well, Nancy's dolly was switched around the other way, leaning up, which most dollies are not that way. Most dollies are like this.
Cart like this, where you can do multiple things. And then Mark the Shark had this drone. That's the footage I used here from Mark. Drone footage he used while he was there, and drone footage of the house. And then the other day, he's showing us video again. And look at here. This is by the garbage cans. Look at that. What is that?
It's a dolly with the handle in backwards. The reason why that's backwards is because you want it the other way. So if you have something long, you can still, a long box, you can still hold on to the handle. But if you're hauling a body, you would want it backwards so that it would support the head of the person that you're hauling around.
That is a dolly, a four-wheeled dolly with a handle, the type of handle that slides in and out, and you can put it like the other view showed it going up and down from the cart laying down. Well, if they pulled the car up and they needed a way up to get out there, they could have used this cart, brought it back, thrown it in there because it probably wouldn't fit in their car. But if you look at the handle, for some reason, whoever put it back together didn't put the handle in right. It's actually flipped the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever had one of these, but the top part of the handle is sticking forward, which isn't right. I don't know if this was Nancy's, but you can.
That's the normal handle right there. This is exactly the same dolly as I got. I have two of them, exactly like this. And the handles are always down towards the person. So that if you have a long box, you can still wheel it.
You can see it's exactly, that's got to be the type of thing that was used. And look at how wore the box.
Every once in a while, YouTube, StreamYard, just everything goes white and I turn black. I turn into a black box and I have to refresh. So I'm refreshing. Sorry, guys. All right, we're back. I'm back. Oh, am I back? I'm not back. What the hell's what the hell is going on here? Oh Lord. All right. I'm back. What a cluster F this is. Okay, here's where we were a few seconds ago.
Bottom is. It's like really wore. It's kind of strange. I don't know if that was Nancy's or the electrician.
Nancy might not even be dead if Nanos wouldn't have screwed it up like that. She could have been alive. They could have caught the perp and everything, but he just, I hate to use foul language, but boy, he screwed this thing up. He screwed the Pooch bad on this one, big time.
That was there, or because look at the handles forward. It's not, someone slid the handle in wrong, but that's pretty wore for some older lady to use. And look at here by the garbage cans to the right. What's that back there? Did they check any of the stuff? Did they check the cart for DNA or blood or anything? I don't understand all this stuff here. That cart shouldn't even be there. It should have been in getting inspected.
Should have been in evidence with Annie's car.
And whose is all that stuff sitting there? Is it a painter? Whose stuff is that? And they also had she had a permit pulled for an electrician to come and put in a new water heater. That's why I said maybe that cart was his to move the water heater around and left it there. I don't know. This is something I haven't heard of. He kind of fits the bill too, shape-wise. And did he have a helper with him that might have been involved in this? This was done like a month before, less than a month before she went missing. So this person knew the house.
We got this guy.
Then we have the case of the burner phone. This is a phone that doesn't keep track of who owns it and stuff. So you can buy it. It's called a burner phone, if you don't know. They're real cheap. You just buy it by the minutes. And this was actually
permit for a water heater. Come on, man. I don't pull permits for anything.
detected at Nancy's house right here. It pinged right here by Nancy's house. And they have it traced to downtown. It pinged downtown too. And then it pinged out in the Arizona desert. And they haven't told them.
Why didn't they tell us where this was so we could have got a search party together and looked?
Anybody else? Why haven't they told anybody else?
They kept all this. They just screwed this up so bad.
Where it is. Where did the phone ping? So all these guys that are searching don't know the actual road. Give us the road. Tell us where it pinged. You guys obviously didn't search long enough. Let these guys get out there and search. It's obvious. If the phone pinged there, it's obvious in that direction. Let's get people out there. People, if they have any tips of where
this guy, Ronald Aaron Lopez, was the guy that says, I'm not a female, I'm the porch guy.
This could be where the person is. Any tips on anything going on with the case, like a location that they want her to think about as a.
Thank you very much. Okay, let me.
Lopez gets on and he flips out, I'm not a female, and gives his location.
Hi, Ronald. You got an actual GPS here?
I'm not a
Thank you very much.
female. Gives this
Okay,
location.
let me write this down.
Photo's got something around his neck.
This is the guy. This is the nut job that says he's the porch guy. He doesn't have anything around his neck in this picture, but look, what is he doing? That's his Instagram picture. This one here. And I don't think he's this guy. He's not the two backpack guy, but he is possible perp. You think it was from the street to the house from a delivery driver? That could be. Totally possible.
It's got, whether it's sunny out, whether he's inside, outside, he's always got something around his neck, pulled up around, like double layers of hoodies. I don't know anyone that always has something on his neck. Always, no matter what it is. It's incredible. Look at this. Every one of his photos, I found every photo he had something around his neck, whether he's inside or outside. And look at the guy at the garbage cans. He's got something around his neck. It's a black hoodie. He's got a gray hoodie, black hoodie. Here you can see one of the hoodies. Look at the neck. There's something underneath of his mask. There's something tucked up around his neck. What? It's scary. He's wrote over 50-some pages of stuff about crimes against humanity. And some of the stuff, like he writes to 911 and says stuff about bombs. And it talks about elders, and it says about.
All of this shit is from this nut job. And then we got Nolette that pops up that talks about his brother being the porch guy. I mean, this case can't get any more weird, right? I'm not a female.
Scuba gear outfit on, like the most insane stuff. And I heard this again. The lady said, well, he put her under the concrete in the house. Yeah, they got a machine. They tore up the tile. She said this.
Yeah.
So then, okay, think about this. It's 2 a.m. You cut the floor. Where you got to take the concrete. Now, Justin, I heard reports of a possible new suspect. And I've heard that the person is including 2 other people, a total of 3, one in Mexico. Might not be true. This is all speculation. We don't know who reported it, but we'll see. They're going to check it out. We're going to talk about a few parts of the timeline we didn't have before, because we didn't talk about this cell phone, this burner phone pulled out, because the time says 1:52 a.m. Or actually, this started at 1:52 a.m. So they're saying there's no way he could have been there. But if you add an hour, it's 2:52 a.m. And it would make it perfect timing for him to drive the 2 backpacks. He looked like he took a flashlight out of his.
Yeah, he's using a bite light, this guy. I already did videos on this guy. Same guy that was in the blue car that Dad's Gone Live found. The white Kia Soul's back there, right there. And the blue car right in front of it is the one this guy was driving when Dad's Gone Live caught him. He's got something in his pocket here, tied up in a bag. Could have been the weapon, right? So we got all kinds of crazy perps. And then they think there's blood on the backpack. I don't think it. I don't know about that. It could be a logo. Now we got Monk talking about. We got this guy. It looks like he's carrying a damn car.
Is he dragging something or someone? I can't figure this out. JLR's been there for 12 hours a day. Thank you, JLR. Brian Enton, Tucson 857. Dad's Gone Live. John DePetro, however you say it. Criminal Network. Alex, you're crazy, but you crack us up. Ted's
Investigate. MAB Investigates.
Ted Investigates. Adventures with Jim. Another Realm. Even though she's from Canada, she's a great medium. Monk's Intrigue. Sleuth's Intrigue. Dolly. Explore.
Sleuth's Intrigue. No, it's Sleuth's Intuition. Doug, come on.
Exploring with Jim. Molly. Bullhorn. Righteous Monkey. And Mark the Shark, you've done a great job out there with your drone, everything you do. Thank you so much. MAB Investigates. AS.
I made it to the video.
W News. And everybody else that I forgot about.
All right. So now, now we got Monk talking about the Dolly.
That Nancy Guthrie went missing. Her neighbors experienced something that was rather unprecedented, an unprecedented glitch in their security systems, okay? Something that didn't happen on the 30th of January, something that didn't happen on the 2nd of February.
Have I seen 857 live video from day 2? Probably. I've seen so much shit on this case. It's unbelievable. I've been following it since the beginning. 857 video from day 2. Can you email it to me, or I'll just find it? What's in there? Kozan. Let me know.
February. It happened exactly on the night that she goes missing, okay? And now you pair that with the family's indirect statement to investigators that Nancy frequently left her back door unlocked, then you have a pretty special theory of brewing. Now, the word frequently, okay? If my English doesn't fail me now, doesn't mean always, because we can even say that Nancy sometimes remembered to lock her back doors, yes? If you don't like the idea of a medium grade 200-foot range Wi-Fi jammer or some other device that can knock out.
I think he's right on the tire print in the blood. I do too, Linda. But it's only one blood mark. There would be more if it's a tire track. There actually is one more. It's very faint. But if you look, you can see it. And I'll show you in a second. He just posted it 2 weeks ago. The first video from day 2 he posted 2 weeks ago. Can you send me a link, dude? mabinvestigates@gmail.com. Banners. How about this one? StreamYard is so funky that if you don't know how to deal with its screw ups, then you can. You got it up to day 35 on your channel? I've got up to day 35 on your channel. I'll check out your channel again, Faithful Servant. You have some good stuff on there. Oh yeah, you guys go sub about the Faithful Servant 777. He's got a good channel.
security, camera signals, and you also believe that Nancy forgot to lock her back doors that night, then you'll love the luckiest bad guy theory. The crotch holster guy is standing inside his home. He is standing in front of a mirror, looking at his Walmart getup that he has on. If the double pants that he's wearing makes his butt look like a mud butt, do these
mud butt
off-brand Skechers make him walk like a duck? And he makes sure to put his gun, right in front of his crotch because he needs.
My daughter's 32, I think, Laura. Congratulations.
That front door camera and the viewers from the future to see that, hey guys, look at me. I am an armed gunman, burglar, whatever he's portraying himself to be. He grabs his ski mask, his backpack, and he is out the door that very night. Okay. So Nancy's neighborhood is not just dark. It's described as pitch black. But he knows these roads like the back of his hand. And unbeknownst to him how lucky he is, the security cameras of the.
When I look at these roads in this desert, if I had a pickup, you could drive from one of these roads just through the desert to one of these other roads without even driving on the road. Just drive through the desert between the houses. Wouldn't be that hard.
The neighborhood just decide to disconnect at the most wonderful times for him. Okay, amazing, right? So he pulls into Nancy's driveway. He knows that there is a camera there, and he knows that there's another camera on Nancy's front porch. So he first destroys the driveway camera, and then he goes around and takes out the doorbell camera by suffocating it with flowers. But there's that damn security door, right? Silly him, because he saw that. He knows that was there last time, and he completely forgot. So he better go around to the back. But wait, this can't be. The back gate is unlocked. Better prop that open just in case, right? But there's no way that Nancy leaves the back doors open as well, right? Well, what do you know? She forgot to lock the screen door, but the main door is the real it's unlocked as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the extent that I'm willing to entertain the luckiest bad guy theory. And if you like that theory, then take this as an ad for Casino del Sol in Tucson, Arizona, where the slogan is, hey, you love to gamble. Well, that's great because we love taking your money. The thing about the Wi-Fi jammer theory, I think for a lot of people is it does feel in a way that we're shoehorning some type of technology that we've never heard before. And trust me, I was the exact same way in the very beginning, right? I paid no mind at all when the subject of Wi-Fi jammers were being brought up. But when I think about the luckiest bad guy theory, I realized that, yeah, I'd rather believe in Wi-Fi jammers and that Nancy actually locked her back doors. However, it does bug me that if we do add a Wi-Fi jammer into the equation, that the guy that we initially thought was a bumbling buffoon at the front door is now sophisticated. If we are introducing, something like a hand truck.
There it is. A hand truck. Same thing 3 weeks ago was brought up by Doug from Northport.
Or some other equipment that has pneumatic wheels on them into the mix. I realized that we could actually reintroduce the lone wolf theory into this scenario. But the more that I thought it through, a second person still crept into our theory that we're now going to present.
So you got Crypto Guy and you got Porch Guy. I think there's at least two of them. I think you got Crypto Guy, you got Porch Guy, and then you got Puppet Master Guy. So you got at least three, possibly more in my estimation. Why would the perp bring the hand truck into the house, though? Well, maybe Nancy is incapacitated. She fights back. He smacks her around, or maybe he puts her under sedation or something, so she doesn't fight. So he would need to prop open the back gate and the back door. And if there was already Dolly there, why wouldn't he just use it? You just switch the handle to the other side.
So if something sounds weird in the beginning, I promise to make it make sense by the end. Okay, so let's run through the hand truck theory.
I ran into two snakes today. They weren't rattlers, but they were gopher snakes. And then one got hit by a car.
And why it's actually a grim sign for the condition of Nancy. Two vehicles pull up to Nancy's house at 1:47 a.m. A jammer jams and disconnects Nancy's and her neighbor's security cameras from their Wi-Fi. One vehicle parks on the right side of the driveway of Nancy's house, and he gets out, and his initial job is to go and destroy that driveway camera that was located right here. Now, this other vehicle, he is going to stay parked on the street right in front here. And there will be a very good reason why this has to be so. Now, allow me to recap the blood transfer theory really quickly as best I can, okay? Since we believe that we have identified this blood transfer as the...
Okay, now you see this part right here, that's the wheel. And then this partial right in front of it is another part of the tread of the hand truck wheel. Looks just like it. And they all pretty much use the same type of tire. Buy them at Harbor Freight. I got rid of all my pneumatic ones because they kept getting popped by these damn goat heads. So I bought solid wheels. But the pneumatic ones look just like that.
Treads of a pneumatic wheel, it had to have been made.
God is great.
45 minutes after Nancy coughed up that blood spatter. Okay, so 45 minutes plus is what I read.
AJ and Monkey were just searching that area. I hope they go back with the drone tomorrow. I'm lost.
The amount of time is needed for that initial blood spatter to completely dry. If we're to believe that this transfer is made by something like a hand truck, we also have to believe that there was an altercation with Nancy just outside her door, causing her to fall to the floor and cough up that blood. And it doesn't...
Yeah, could have been a hand truck right there.
And there.
And they don't take the tile, they don't take the rug, they don't take the Nest Cam mount. I mean, they don't take anything of evidentiary value out of this house, which baffles the hell out of me. I mean, Nanos is just such an idiot that I think they may pneumatic tiles would make impressions like that. Kozan knows everything. Never mind, he's right.
That she is then brought back inside her house. And here is why. Because if you think of it this way, if she's already being dollied through her front door and then creating this blood splatter, there is no way this wheel impression is there with the blood droplets being undisturbed like what you're seeing in front of you. This blood pattern is just way too clean, which means to me that this blood transfer was a second event.
What do you think it is, Kozan? Depressions in the tile or what? How does this get here? What is it? Shoe?
45 minutes later from the initial blood spatter. And when we look at the porch guy video, which I believe happened at 2:12 a.m. when, a person is detected event, there's just no indication of blood on that porch yet. I slowed it down. I scrubbed through the footage, enlarged the floor area really big, and I'm pretty convinced that there was no blood there yet. So for me, Nancy at this time is still alive in her house at 2:12 a.m. Now, being that it's such a late hour, okay, how many of us naturally assumed that an 84-year-old woman is asleep at this time? Okay, I'm guilty of this. But what if we're wrong? What if Nancy is still...
Shoe print. You deliver appliances every day using a dolly. I have two, one pneumatic, one solid. They'll float over the gravel, not dig in. You're right about that. But if solid tires would dig in, the skinnier ones, because I got one like that too. I have two dollies without pneumatic tires, but they look like pneumatic tires. They're just solid because I got sick of freaking popping them. Yeah. So this could be a shoe print too.
Go up. Okay. I mean, we literally
Bottom of Nancy's cane. The bottoms of my walking things are like circles. It doesn't look anything like that. Nancy has solid on her dolly, solid wheels. Okay. I'll take a look at that.
literally had a theory where the perp is shaking Nancy awake because she had her hearing aids out and couldn't hear his demands. So what if Nancy still had her hearing aids on and doing something simple like watching TV, watching her iPad, okay? And she may get that alert on her phone that her cameras have lost connection. Now, this generally isn't an alarming thing, of course, and she simply clears the event away, like we assume that she did weeks before for this particular event. Now, I just want to take a little time to be.
Now look at the background in this. This is clearly a darker night. No shadow. This is like the darkest of the dark. January 11th, in my opinion. Comes by to scope the place out. And then the night of the abduction was 99% brightness of the moon phase. So it was actually casting shadows because it was so bright on the night of the abduction, which may have been planned that way on purpose.
A little petty, but I promise you that it will also make a point. Okay, so I had a comment a while back from a person that said a battery operated Nest camera isn't attached with strong magnets, which is something I stated in that particular video. This, my friends, is a prime example of a commenter saying stuff just to say stuff, who I think probably owned a wired version of the Nest, which attaches completely differently. Because here you go, straight from Google themselves. They are attached by strong magnetic brackets. And guess what else?
Go back where? Jessica, where? Go back, MAB. Go back where? You can't see it from this angle, but this whole thing is torqued. He ripped that camera right off, and this, instead of being flat, it's torqued like probably at a 20-degree angle because he ripped it off, pulling towards the door. I've seen this mount from other angles, and he just tore it off.
An alarming thing, of course, and she simply clears the event away, like we assumed that she did weeks before for this particular event. Now, I just want to take a little time to be a little petty, but I promise you that it will also make a point. Okay, so I had a comment a while back, and guess what else? Yes, you can literally yank it off.
Yank it off its magnetic bracket. The wall mount uses a strong magnet to remove the camera from the wall mount and grip the base of the camera, pull it away from the plate. It will click as it detaches. I've never even seen a Nest camera. My camera just screws to the damn fence.
Its bracket. So whoever made that comment, there's your proof. And
those cams have that angle adjustment like a swivel base. That's why the video shows the right side more left. Never thought of that. Didn't think of that.
Point of bringing that up is that knowledge of the magnetic bracket makes whatever this is, the Portuguese.
You're saying that that vertical mount can swivel 10 or 20 degrees?
Guy is doing in front of that camera appear even more derived. Because if his goal is to destroy.
Seems like the camera would be the thing that swivels, not the mount.
Destroy that camera. He could have yanked it off at any time, which appears to be what he was trying to do. And so how did he fail? Okay. So I would say I'm fairly sure that's exactly what he did when the show was over. Just reached over and just yanked it off. Because just look at the bracket that was left.
So this bracket doesn't swivel, but maybe the camera does that's on it. I've never seen a Nest camera, so I don't know.
Does it appear tampered with or damaged in any way, right? Not really, because he yanked it off. Now, if you're nicely tucked into your bed, I apologize for making you envision what's coming next before you sleep.
Yeah, Brian N went up and filmed the blood. The whole place was contaminated. So everything from the first 4 days, you can just throw out as evidence because they didn't do anything right for the first 4 days. So throw all the evidence out that you found in the first 4 days and hope that you get something that sticks with proper chain of evidence after the 4 days, after the FBI got involved. Good luck with that. They screwed this Pooch, man, bad.
What if, after destroying the Nest camera and stuffing it safely in his backpack, the porch guy simply takes off his ski mask, takes off whatever it was that was altering his eyes, his face, spits out the bite lights, puts it in his pocket, and he knocks on Nancy's door. And you know why I'm thinking he has to knock on the door? Because it's something that I'd rather believe that a woman of great sound mind, like Nancy is, would have remembered to lock every single door in her house. She remembered to lock her back gate and especially her back doors. The next natural thought that you should be having is, but monks, there's no way Nancy is opening that door if she's seeing this outside it. And that, of course, is definitely true. Not only is she trying to bolt more bolts if she had any, she's immediately calling the police. However, in this scenario, when Nancy looks out that side window, she sees a face that she recognizes and possibly even trusts. If this is actually what happened, damaged in any way, right?
Okay. See the oval-shaped screws on the white part? Yes. You release those and can swivel the white part on the black part. How many degrees? Not a lot. I mean, you could maybe a little bit, maybe 10 or 15 degrees. Kozan?
And she is forced to walk back inside her house. This is around 2:15 a.m. at this point, okay? Now, in a previous video, we mentioned a heart spike at 2 a.m. Now, it turns out that this reporting, and this was from a commenter.
Pacemaker spikes primarily is speculation from a cardiologist, not an officially confirmed detailed heart rate event from investigators. They ain't got no idea what her pacemaker did.
Reminding us all of this, that this was actually speculation by a famed cardiologist and not actual reporting of events. Hey, better now than never to make corrections, okay? You know, the many landmines of misinformation that we all step on now and again, and you guys call it out, I'll be happy to correct it. So now we get to where her pacemaker disconnects at 2:28 a.m. And I'm going to give you such a simple solution to this that some of you guys that are walking might trip over your own feet. And I bet it's something that the Pima County Sheriff's Department wouldn't even realize was strange, okay? So in my head, I envision the culprit, after forcing Nancy to log into her phone to erase security events.
Yeah, I agree. No more than 20 degrees.
Maybe even erase conversations or whatever. Also turns off her Bluetooth. If this guy is sophisticated, then he is making sure her phone is nullified. No more reach, right? He's likely to turn off her Wi-Fi for good measure as well. So,
and delete all of the scenes from her camera, that notifications she's been getting while this porch guy does all this stupid ass antics. Deletes everything on it. So either knows the password or is forced to give her the password.
So we were told that Nancy's pacemaker was disconnected from her pacemaker app on her cell phone at 2:28 a.m. The question here is, did anybody care to check if that Apple Watch was also disconnected? And something tells me, because of the clown show that was exemplified early on in this investigation, I really don't think they even knew to care about such things. So the early narrative that stuck was that she was taken away from the house with her devices left behind at 2:28 a.m., which is why the pacemaker disconnects. But now it's not the only main possibility, is it? So, in this theory, something is going on inside the house from 2:15 to roughly 3 a.m. Now, what that is, of course, we don't know yet until the culprit is caught and chooses to talk. Now, if Nancy did remember to lock her back doors, then we know
So now Kozan is picking locks.
that it was the culprit that is going to open them up and prop them open at some point that night. But why is he doing that now? And this is where we give a round of applause for Miss Chivo's Dragon, who commented that to get that Dolly into the house, you'd have to prop open the back gates and back doors. A most astute, impressive line of thinking. Now, we have to give it up for another hero, in my eyes, in the Nancy up area, a spot near her garage. And look what's inside. A big yellow head.
Yeah, those dudes like solid tires. They don't look very fat to me. They look kind of skinny. Depends how loose the gravel is. Oh yeah, how to pick locks. I could just get a brand new brass key and then put a key in with a file and just follow the scratch marks and file the key down until it works. I've done that before.
And truck, in which we all should be very interested to see what the treads on that thing looks like. But at the same time, I have to say that it does also feel a little odd for the culprit to use that hand truck, get all that DNA on it. He might have even dripped saliva on this hand truck, put her in his vehicle, and then put it back, you know, with all that evidence still on it. The only scenario I can see Nancy's hand truck coming into play is if things didn't go as planned, that he didn't have his own hand truck. So because they would
See, that's the pattern right there that's on the porch. Kozan right there. Little H pattern. Or, yeah.
be the quietest in a caper like this. And he rolls that hand truck easily through the propped open doors and into Nancy's house. So he has Nancy wrapped up and laying.
But those tires aren't on the hand truck that's in the back of the house.
On the bed of the hand truck. And
he could have had his own.
Now he needs the fastest route. That is definitely the front door. Okay, so this culprit has been working alone thus far, right?
2:28 a.m. pacemaker disconnect was actually the 24-hour update to a pacemaker, not actually a disconnect. Okay.
Because he's the mastermind and he knows the ins and the outs of the entire property. But of course, we also placed the lookout guy, right? The other car parked out in front, and they are communicating via that walkie-talkie in the porch guy's pocket. So once Nancy is secured, the culprit inside walkie-talkies to the lookout, and the lookout gets out of his car and he goes to the front door and he helps the porch guy maneuver the hand truck carefully out that door. However, through the sheets that Nancy is wrapped in, a drop of blood escapes and drops onto the tread of the pneumatic tire, right? And that tire rolls over it once and leaves that tread print. That blood transfer has been staring at us from the very beginning, because if you look closely, there's another matching partial tread print. This to me is.
See if it's a little print here, a little print here, but shoe or a tire, either one. Looks more like a shoe. I don't
indication that this transfer was from a wheel that was rolling. Okay, so it was mid-roll when the whole hand truck was lifted by those two men so as not to jostle Nancy's body down that first step of the porch.
But you would have had a repeat of that each time it rolled, so you would see more than one. If it was that bloody on the first one, there would have been at least two more that were a little bit bloody.
And then they would just continue to roll her down her walkway, dripping more blood in the process. They carried her down the last two steps, and these marks of what looks like the.
Yeah, you're right. That extended piece would make it a shoe, not a tire.
Tracks of a hand truck being rolled away.
So, Kozan, what are these tracks from? Somebody from the FBI with their little case or something like that?
And we know this is an early photo because of this blue shirt.
Yeah, the blue shirt of Nancy.
This unexplained blue shirt, okay? One of the people
No,
on the scene left it there,
some dude leaves his shirt at the scene.
but they were actually leaving us a reference to the very exact day that Nancy's house was released. Remember, they released it 30 hours after Nancy goes missing. Now look at
So you can see these tracks. They go all the way around to the front.
where it's being rolled away to the left side of the property. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is still Mark's image, but you're still a legend, Mark. But I want you to pay attention to how the track turns right to the front of Nancy's property here. And that's why I placed a car there. There had to be a vehicle parked there as well. At this point, Nancy and the hand truck are loaded into this vehicle, and the lookout drives away. And guess what? The lookout was the one with the Wi-Fi jammer. Once he rolls away, I'm assuming to Mexico, so does the Wi-Fi jammer. And now Nancy's house, the neighbors' houses, their devices are going to be reconnected with the Wi-Fi.
Tucson, what's up? I just read your whole the Holly Dosso case. Yes, no problem, brother. And I just read your whole X post earlier. Thanks for coming by, man.
Culprit that remains on the scene. His job now is cleanup duty, okay? Just to make sure that the house looks immaculate. And now a logical question that we should all ask ourselves. Well, then why didn't he just get rid of the blood on the porch as part of cleanup? It's the same reason we even saw him on the camera in the first place, because if that's derived, then the blood on the porch is exactly what he wants us to find, right? Because it tells a very dire story. And the propped up open back doors gives another false lead into how she was taken out, right? The whole scene is bizarre. Set.
Hey, Alex, if you want to come up and shoot the shit, there's a link right there.
For everyone to think of the worst and to scratch their heads. The other guy rolled away with the Wi-Fi jammer. The Wi-Fi came back. That little Nest camera was still alive, and it started to just upload the most vital footage to the cloud. Footage that probably shouldn't have been recovered, but was, for some magical reason, by the FBI. A footage that we've all watched countless times by now. If he was performing for us in front of that camera, then this is footage that he wanted to be recovered. And I'm starting to think, was there a way for him to make this footage recoverable on his end? Oh, that's another can of worms. Anyways, the real footage he doesn't want out would be that other camera he took right there in the garage area. If the FBI could pull off another miracle and find that garage footage, it could show Tommaso bringing Nancy home that night, you know, just as he said, and clearing his name in that aspect. And also, we should get a glimpse of the crotch holster guy and whatever he was doing on that side.
A problem I have with the wrong house is that if I knew I went to the wrong house and there was an old lady there, I would have just tied her up and went to the right house and took all his shit and left. Why leave and not finish the job if those specimens were worth $1 million a piece or $100,000 a piece or whatever? I would have went in there and took the whole damn thing and just tied Nancy up and left her there. Why would I? You know what I'm saying?
Of her property. I mean, we may even see him propping open those back gates and, hey, maybe even getting Nancy's yellow hand truck. Wouldn't that be just a sight to behold for all of us that have been invested in this case since the beginning, right? We need that angle.
We don't know that she was even awake. She could have been awake. She could have had her hearing aids in.
Through all this, the crotch holster guy gets back into his vehicle and he seamlessly traverses.
And don't tell me you can't drive straight through the desert, not in the wash, but like just cross the desert in between the houses if you had the right kind of vehicle. You wouldn't even need the road. You could just drive through the desert on part of that shit.
Through the maze that is Nancy's neighborhood. And with a theory like this, I am looking forward to reading as many comments as I can to see how you guys can tweak and adjust this theory to make it better. I just want to end by saying that if you do a very old case that many of you have told me that
I still think this is the dude right here, the Zodiac guy.
You are enjoying. So barring that everybody is lying to me, I think a lot of you guys who have not seen it will enjoy it as well. Anyways, it's going to be Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. Know that you're loved. I will be showing my...
Tomorrow Mother's Day? Or is it next week? I think it's tomorrow, right? Ricky Burton. That's right. Uber was a female, though, really. I didn't know that. Uber was a female. Yeah, if I would have hit the wrong house on that gem guy, I would have just went to the right house. And I wouldn't have gotten the wrong house if I was going after that kind of cash. Yeah, the caller. Let's see if she sent me anything else. Oh my God, yeah, she did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 more emails from her. It's going to take me a while to go through those. Oh, you guys want to see the pictures she sent me? Let's check those out. All right. Let's see these. Okay, this is one of them. She was talking about this guy on the left. It's possibly Porch guy. This one. Fatima Maghadasi. And this one. I don't know what her name is. But she sent me a whole bunch more too, but that's the 3 that she sent me. 4 family members, Fatima. But she goes on her patent applications by Fatima Abanusi, because I can show you. No, that ain't what I want. All right, here it is. I'll share this screen. These right here are her inventions. Can't really see them. You're going to have to blow it up, but she goes by Fatima Abanusi. And you can't be using aliases in patent applications, because I ran a patent company for 20 years. So K&M Electronics Inc., Tama Research Corporation, Mana Clinical LLC, and Tama Research Corporation owns percentages of these patents. And the patent applications are multi-node, multi-current stimulus system with safety circuitry and related blah, blah, blah. Hybrid FAR, UVC, and visible lamp. And I think the lamp kills DNA. Modular power supply. Cleaning apparatus with vapor containment system. Component carrier with curved base. And body energy balance assembly employing Earth's magnetic field and associated whatever. Those are the inventions. I haven't clicked on them and looked at them to see exactly what they are, but that's them. Yeah. You rented from Nancy in the past. One of them, Fatima Abanusi, stayed there. But I think Nancy was trying out one of her medical devices or something, and they shared an address. I mean, she was getting mail there for a short time, I believe. Next thing we got is Nancy Grace. But can you guys handle Nancy Grace? Neighbor was changing gender? We're kidding. Neighbor was changing gender. The gem guy or gem gal? P. Okay, so Tucson shows tracks on February 2nd. So that must mean that they were there from the night she disappeared. Yeah, and she rented that casita to a bunch of different people for very short times. I'd like to get that. I'd like to get that stuff. Phones are open if you want to call in.
Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, missing tonight. Clash of the Titans, a war between the gods. The FBI director, Kash Patel, versus Pima Sheriff Nanos. How badly has Nanos torpedoed the search for Nancy as we discover a vast area near Nancy's home unsearched? Why? Sources reporting investigators shifting the hunt to a gray van. Why? And will solar-powered cams reveal more?
A gray van.
Video. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
The gem guy's house was vacant twice. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all. What Jessica said.
Because I knew from my sources, they were trying to keep you guys out.
They did.
They did keep you out.
And look, here's how
time matters in an investigation.
The first 48 hours of anyone's disappearance are the most critical. And here's how these cases works. It is a state matter. It's a state and local law enforcement matter. What we, the FBI, do is say, hey, we're here to help. What do you need? What can we do? And for 4 days, we were kept out of the investigation. And when we were finally let in, Sean, look what we did. We went in and got the Ring doorbell. And we said, hey, is anyone talking to Google? I called the leadership at Google and I said, look, we know that there was not a subscription service to capture all of the data that would have been captured had there been a subscription service. But can we go into the cache? Can we go into the...
Neighbor was transitioning? First I've heard of that. Somebody emailed me that. I've never heard of that.
Data before it's deleted and see what we can find. That's why you have that image, because the FBI worked with Google to put that image out. Another thing we asked to do...
You guys got that tape, which was the biggest breakthrough during that case.
We could have gotten it days before.
Could have gotten many things. Could have gotten more than just that.
Now, the Pima County Sheriff today responded to Cash's comments on our podcast, saying the Sheriff's Department did immediately start coordinating with the Bureau.
Liar.
Not buying it. Nice try.
That from our friend Sean Hannity at Fox News and on his podcast, Hanging Out with Sean Hannity, where he has an incredible interview with Kash Patel. And I learned a lot. Straight out to Allison Weiner joining us, senior investigative reporter, author of a brand new book, Murder in the Media. Hey, New York Control Room, let's see that book, Murder in the Media. That's going to be a bestseller. Allison, thank you for being with us. I want to follow up on what Kash Patel was saying. It's stunning. We also learned he has a plane on standby, but let's take one thing at a time. What do you make of it?
Stacks.
I'm not buying it either.
Okay.
We were there. I was there with Brian Anton, and we were in Tucson for almost 2 months. And in the early days of that investigation, there was no FBI. He had that scene with just the sheriffs for 4 days. It wasn't until the 5th day when the FBI came in. Furthermore, in those first 4 days, in one of those days, they thought it was just a walk away and that she had just gone meandering, despite the family saying that she didn't have cognitive issues and was not ambulatory. So I I have to say that all the crime scene collection in those first 4 days, whatever they were doing before they released the crime scene, they released the crime scene before the FBI got in even.
We have Quantico, best lab in the world. I had a fixed wing aircraft on the ground ready to move it immediately through the night.
Did they just say no?
And they said, we're sending it to Florida.
Amazing. Amazing. I don't know whether to cry, laugh, or go take all the air out of Nanos' tires. I'm not sure which way I should go. That's from our friend Sean Hannity and his new podcast.
Why do you think I didn't go on panel? Mab, what happened to Nolette? Apparently still living in Watsonville. I went by there a couple days ago and scoped it out. Took a little video.
Yes, hang out with Sean Hannity. Let me understand what I'm
I can play it for you if you want.
hearing, Alice.
There's one in the chat if you want to see the Nolette video again. Not the first one, but the second one.
Kash Patel had a fixed wing aircraft on standby, ready to take DNA taken from Mrs. Guthrie's home to Quantico, to arguably the best lab in the world, and they were turned down. Did I hear that correctly?
Hey you guys, sub up. Give me some green peeps, y'all. Give me some members. Give me some whatever you call it. Just a damn like. Do shit like that.
Allison.
I don't think they were even turned down. I think they didn't tell them that they had taken it to their own private lab until after the fact. And the private lab is in Florida. It's a good lab. But the basic fact is that the FBI lab is free and one of the best in the world. So I'm not, quite sure about that. But actually, Nancy, there's even more. We learned that HRT, the hostage rescue team from Quantico, had flown in and was waiting at the Air Force. And when they did that run to Rio Rico, the SWAT team went to Rio Rico to look into a suspect there or potential suspect. They did not. They got there and they went there, the sheriff's team, SWAT team, local team, without even racing there before the HRT could get there, even though they were on standby as well. Some of the, best guys and ladies in the business.
You're not kidding. Allison Weiner joining us. Brand new book, Murder in the Media. Okay, let's hear this one more time. I want to hear specifically what Patel says.
We have Quantico, best lab in the world. I had a fixed wing aircraft on the ground ready to move it immediately through the night.
Did they just say no?
And they said, we're sending it to Florida.
They just said, we're sending it to Florida, from our friend Sean Hannity. Hang out with Sean Hannity. Joining me now, Joseph Scott Morgan, professor, forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, star of a hit podcast series, Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. But for our purposes, he is a death investigator that has been to over 10,000 death scenes. And he's not just a talking head that blathers on and on with no experience.
10,000 murder scenes? Who goes by 10,000 murder scenes?
In fact, I first met him in a heated argument when he was with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office because I needed evidence then and it wasn't ready through no fault of his.
Kimsta and Jimsta.
As I might add. That's how I met Joe Scott Morgan.
10,000 murder investigations? I find that hard to believe.
Scott, did you hear what Patel said? And I agree with Hannity. I'm not buying it. At every turn, the feds are being thwarted. And what does that mean? I don't care about some turf battle. I care about finding.
I'm going to go see if Mrs. Mab will make me another soda.
Nancy Guthrie. And tonight, we're learning more and more about how Nanos, let me just say, technical legal phrase, screwed the pooch. Left, right. No matter what he was offered, he said no. What difference has it made that the feds were not allowed in and they did not take access of that fixed wing aircraft to get the DNA sent immediately? That from our friends at News 12.
Let's preach a little bit, Nancy. Pride cometh before the fall. And that's what this is all about. And it's so critical in these moments when you can avail yourself of the services of the feds. Their abilities to what they can do are almost limitless. Think about how much money we dump into an organization like the FBI. And what Patel was saying relative to Quantico, it's what everybody else shoots for in the area of forensic science relative to have those assets at your disposal. And for whatever reason, they did not want to avail themselves of these opportunities. And, the thing about it, Nancy, and you know a lot about chain of evidence, right? The more hands evidence passes through, okay? it becomes degraded, not just in the physical sense. You know, when you think about that, the sample, for instance, if you're talking about DNA,
especially if it's hair without a root, you know, there's only so much of it.
Because it's very, very fragile, but also from the chain of custody or the chain of evidence relative to how many hands is it passing through before it's processed. Those little markers along the way kind of dictate the validity of whatever you're in.
Yeah, Joseph Scott Morgan. Yeah, he's pretty good.
In game is my biggest question about this case relative to DNA is, was it ever compromised along the way? You know, when you send it to Florida, right? And it's not in the same chain.
Not in the same chain of custody. That's the biggest problem.
That the FBI uses, and I know that they avail themselves of other services like Othram. You run the risk of really having a problem here. So, you know, looking back, and anybody can Monday morning quarterback it, but this isn't Monday morning, Nancy. The game is still on at this point in time. We have not seen any evidence of.
Just like day 97.
This is Guthrie at this point, and this is critical. This is not like this thing's been adjudicated and we're sitting over coffee and we're talking about it or whatever the case.
So,
this
Scott,
is an
hold on
active
just a moment.
case.
Let me understand what you're saying. You're saying that the delay may have cost, let's just be blunt, the delay may have cost Nancy Guthrie her life. Delay.
Yeah.
How long was she alive? She could still be alive. And I pray for a happy reunion for our friend Savannah Guthrie. But delay. That's what happened. And it could have cost her her life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because they didn't hop on this. The other thing that they didn't hop on it, to Allison's point earlier about the security of the scene, if they had secured this thing from Jump Street, Nancy, okay? No pizza deliveries, no pool boys, all that nonsense. If they had secured it, they would have gotten to this cloud earlier that contains this information, and it could have gotten into the hands of people. And again, I don't want to beat this drum over and over again, but when we see those tiles there, they could have done electrostatic lifts on those. We actually see where this guy's putting his feet in this image right here. If they had frozen that scene, you could have done shoe lifts off of that. That's gone. That's gone like a vapor.
Usually. Allison Weiner joining us, investigative senior reporter, News Nation, author of new book.
Oh my God, Rachel, you're awesome. Thank you so much. 5 memberships. Who gets them? Stacks. Who else? Rachel. Oh no. The Dark Knight. Oh, why not? Michelle. See Michelle. Cool, you guys. That's the first time I've ever had memberships gifted on this channel. That's a first for the Mabster. Rachel is the lady of the night. No, not a lady of the night. The lady of this night. An awesome person. How about that? All right, Wild Wonder. Thanks for being here.
Murder in the media. Allison, normally when prosecuting a case, putting together a case, discussing a case, analyzing a case, I rarely go into coulda, shoulda, woulda, because frankly, it's a waste of time. You need to keep moving forward, because every minute you delay, you're losing the possibility of preserving evidence or finding a witness or finding.
Be right back. I gotta make this soda taste better. Mrs. Mab don't get it right all the time.
Nancy Guthrie, but I think it's worth noting how badly this torpedoed the case. In a nutshell, everything Joe Scott Morgan said was true, but simply put, the delay in the DNA, I mean, look, we still don't even have it. We still don't have it because of the delay caused by Nanos. Who knows what a positive match could have meant in saving the life of Nancy Guthrie or finding her, Allison?
It's really, at first we tried not to focus on the sheriff because we really wanted to focus on Nancy Guthrie, but he was just too reckless of a presence to ignore, because he was providing even the media with conflicting information about timelines, about, oh yeah, my bad, I opened up the scene too soon, I wouldn't do that again. There was an opportunity for the FBI to come right in there and do evidence collection, which is also, what they know how to do. Instead, he had inexperienced homicide investigators there, including the sergeant who we've reported did not have, from an insider inside of the investigation, did not have any experience investigating a homicide. So we have these guys in the sheriff's office giving conflicting information to the public. They don't know for weeks that they should be looking at all of January, preserve information on their ring cams, because that wasn't also given out as information to the public. So I think
You gotta stop it once in a while. What did I miss? I've been called a lot of things, but not a queen of the night. Oh, queen of the night. Female, one who looked like a female FBI jailer showed knocking on doors in Annie's neighborhood. Female pool cleaner. Does she work in a bikini? Is Madonna Maria in here? Madonna Maria. Oh, you gifted one a couple days ago. That's right. You got it yourself. How do you gift a membership and get it yourself? That's awesome. Madonna Maria. It's good to see you. Patriot Pride. Oh, wow. Member for 1 month. Haven't even been monetized for a month, it seems like. Or just now a month. Dressed as a pool cleaner in disguise. Wow.
I don't know what could have happened, but I do know that the sheriff has a longstanding animosity towards the FBI, and that became apparent in terms of access, what he told and what he didn't tell. And I think to the detriment of the Guthrie family and finding Nancy Guthrie.
I launched hundreds of agents and intel staff to Phoenix and Tucson just for this case, just to be on standby.
They didn't want
just
you
to
there.
do the canvassing. And we said, we'll take the DNA.
From our friends at Fox Stats, Sean Hannity's new podcast, Hang Out with Sean Hannity. Another thing to Brian Fitzgibbons. Guys, Fitzgibbons is Director of Operations,
Here comes serious guy.
USPA Nationwide Security. He leads a team of expert investigators around the world. He leads them finding and extracting missing people. Specifically, I'd like to point out, often from Mexico, which may come into play here. He is a former Marine and an Iraqi war vet. And I think that says it all. Brian Fitzgibbons, thank you for being with us tonight. Did you just hear Patel state? And I'm reading it verbatim, I launched hundreds of agents and intel staff to Phoenix and Tucson just for this case.
Hundreds of agents and staff just for this case. On the first, I met you on Dolly when I started following you. That's cool. Hundreds of agents at their disposal, and Pima County refused them. I can't even believe that. Did he think he was going to be like a star and solve the case and bring her home and like be able to be sheriff again or something?
And it's just to do the canvassing. And we said, look, we'll take the DNA. We'll start canvassing. Brian, a delay is a defendant's best friend.
Cool, Sheila.
The canvassing needed to happen then, immediately, and not just the two next door neighbors, all around the neighborhood, getting video that maybe has now been overridden, questioning people about the night before. Like, can you tell me what noises you heard a week ago in the middle of the night? Because I can't. If you ask me about last night, yes, I can tell you the dog started barking at precisely 4 a.m. But if you ask me a week from now, I'm not going to know that anymore. All those agents on standby to find a missing person, gone. All that evidence, gone.
All the people's memories, gone.
Brian?
And these issues, Nancy, with the DNA are the tip of the iceberg. Because here's the deal. This is where my mind went almost immediately. If that was the level of collaboration or the lack thereof, how much work was duplicated when the FBI did actually enter the scene 5 days later, right? And what I mean by that is how much of this canvassing had already been done by Pima County? How much information was being shared between the agents from Pima County on the ground doing the investigation with the federal law enforcement agents? How much was done twice? How much time was wasted in those early days? And you're talking days 5 through 10, right? When the FBI first entered the scene. So, this statement from Patel is very concerning.
And, so far Patel has kept quiet until Hannity got him to speak out and tell what he knows. But, I want you to hear this because.
Why not, Kim? You're not able to chat on Dolly's live tonight because you're not a member. Oh, do you have members only?
Faster you can get on the ground and start looking, the more likely you're going to solve the case. And at the very beginning, this was treated as if Nancy Guthrie had just wandered off and must have fallen in a ditch. What a load of hot, stinking, steaming BS. Now, listen to this, Fitzgibbons.
It is a state matter. It's a state and local law enforcement matter. What we, the FBI, do is say, hey,
I want to hear from the church ladies, her friends that she attended that church, virtual church with. I want to hear from them. I want to know which one of them called Annie and what time that was, and how long it took for Annie to call Savannah.
hey, we're here to help. What do you need? What can we do? And for 4 days, we were kept out of the investigation.
4 days. 4
Get him, Nancy.
days from our friend Sean Hannity at Hang Out with Sean Hannity, his podcast. 4 days, Brian. You can't get that back. As I always say, like when you got a missing child, every hour, 60 mph at best. They're getting further and further and further away. In this case, same thing. Nancy Guthrie getting further and further and further away, while Nanos has his thumb up, as you know what.
Well, for Pima County to not have the agility to plan for bringing in these federal resources quickly on a high-profile case like this, it just speaks to the political nature of the decision that Nanos made. That this is a long-standing beef with the FBI, and that he, Joe Scott Morgan said it best: "Pride cometh before the fall." And this was a decision born out of pride that he wanted to be the one to solve this case.
Summertime.
Got that tape, which was the biggest breakthrough during that case.
We could have gotten it days before. We could have also maybe gotten more data had we been left early.
Again, from Hang Out with Sean Hannity, the Google tape. Oh, Joe Scott Morgan, professor of forensics. Can I tell you how valuable that video is? Let's see the porch, guys, if we haven't seen it before. And not just the day of. Let's see. Yes, he's got the gun on right there. That is the night Nancy was stolen.
He's checking the door right there.
In the middle of the night. What if you...
Why is his hand all curved like that?
You woke up to see that in your face. I mean, and then they hit her. That's why she's bleeding on the front porch. Was she screaming? Was she crying out?
He has an injured right hand.
And they hit her. I think they hit her in the face. This 84-year-old woman. Joe Scott, you met my mom. If someone hit her in the face, it might just kill her, for Pete's sake. But all those days, and not only did Patel manage to get Google to dig that up like Lazarus rising from the grave, but then the other video that you and I went round and around and around chasing our tails. Why doesn't he have a gun on in this video? I got into it with Dave Mack, our investigator from Crime Story.
I want to know what the T was talking about Nancy and her friends. Damn well they talked about her relationship with Tommy and Annie. Those church ladies probably knew that, praying for her for one issue or another. You know what I'm saying?
Who's joining us tonight, who dared to suggest to me that the other porch video, which we now know is from an earlier date, was the perp's twin the same night, and that they were dressed alike. That said, that's the biggest break so far. Hannity's right. And they sat on it. If it hadn't been for Patel, we wouldn't even have that.
Imagine all of the homicides that you have not just covered on the air, but the ones that you prosecuted, Nancy. Think about that just for a second. How much would you have loved to have had an image, a moving image of a perpetrator like this, kind of frozen in time, that moment captured? How many cases have there been over the years where we had nothing but...
You see that bite light go on?
Yes. There was nothing out there to literally hang our hat on. Here you have an individual approaching, and there are so many things about this image, everything from gait to clothing, that have forensic value, timing, all of these issues, and not to mention the presentation of this weapon, which, by the way, we've talked about this, is in no way common. Somebody would wear presenting in this format a weapon like this. What's the purpose of it? Was it for intimidation? Was it for what they perceived as easy access? I have no idea. Was perhaps she struck with that weapon? Was she what's called buffaloing, where you strike somebody in the face with a weapon like that? I don't know. I know that looking at the blood that was out there, I see expirate there, not aspirate, it's expirate, where you have blood that is coming out of the nasopharynx area where somebody's blowing out, coming from the nose, the mouth, and then you have those free-falling drops right there. Do you realize, I'm not saying this necessarily to you, but do people...
There's blood going all the way out to the end of the tile. Cut that damn tile up, send it to Quantico is what you're supposed to do. Take that freaking rug.
Realize how fragile that evidence is. The mat that was not collected, for all of that blood that you see right there.
I can't tell what blood's on the sidewalk because all the little
It's
rocks.
deposited on those tiles. Do you realize how much evidence would have been?
Is that some right there?
On that black mat itself? I don't know.
You could use the MVAC on that rug and gotten a plethora of information. Too late now.
We'll never know, right? Because it's been compromised at this point in time. And that's one of the real tragedies about this.
Hey,
And I'll
look at
say
this, Joe Scott.
Yeah.
It's past the porch and actually goes down the front walk. This is from our
Exactly.
friends at Fox News Digital.
The package right there. What's in the package? When did the package get delivered?
We know that Nancy Guthrie was struck in the face based on this evidence and what the blood evidence reveals. It's aspirate.
Package right there. Did the guy pick up the package? It's any time. Could have been DNA on that package.
Aspirate is when you aspirate, you breathe out blood. Also, it appears to be in a satellite positioning. Give me a close up on that, please. And what that means is she's standing.
Yeah, what powers did Annie have? Who the hell is the great manifester? And Annie, she has powers of intuition and freaking wiccanery.
Standing still long enough to have one blood drop and then blood drops around that without her. See those at the front right and behind it. She's likely standing there and dripping blood down. That's what we call a satellite pattern.
I don't believe it's satellite. I believe it's aspiration. Materhead. I love that damn thing. I think it was Materhead and Annie done it. You know damn well Materhead did it.
All this said, the delay may have cost Nancy Guthrie her life. Back to Allison Weiner joining us, senior investigative reporter, author of a new book, Murder in the Media. It seems as if focus is shifting to the hunt of a gray van. What do you know, Allison?
Well, I've heard that, but they haven't seemed to be able to pick up that van past that little bit of video that we had.
Video of a gray van? Where the hell's that? Can I yodel with the bite light? Yodelay, yodelay, hee-hoo. Yodelay, hee-hoo.
I will tell you, in terms of searching that area, that the only
I don't know when the Wiccan holidays are. I have to do a little bit of AI on that.
search we saw of that area was in the couple of days following Nancy's abduction, and it was some helicopters, but it was basically around the home and just in a very small area. There's a lot of ways in and out of the Catalina foothills, and that search didn't encompass that. It didn't also encompass the nearby desert, which has a road straight to Mexico. I actually went out there with a former SWAT official, and I have to say that they didn't really.
She has powers, but no powers to find her mama. And he can manifest, but he can't manifest. Yes, I'm going to CrimeCon. Got the tickets and everything. We already picked out our schedule and everything.
Get a chance to look at that fresh.
Key West 1 week, and then CrimeCon the next weekend.
Actually, in the first couple of days either. And finally, going back to the point of how many agents the FBI had provided, there were about 600, I think, of Pima County officers available and hundreds and thousands of FBI agents that were sent, and they were not.
Hundreds and thousands? Come on, man. That's bullshit.
Not used. It's crazy.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. Please join us on Crime Stories and stream it first on Fox One when Breaking Crimes with Nancy Grace. Streaming was then towed after a traffic stop. In coverage with real-time analysis. Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Stream it first on Fox One. I hope to see you there, and thank you, friend. In early February, neighbors reported a suspicious van in the area just before Nancy Guthrie
8 Wiccan holidays. What's this?
went missing.
Oh, this is the guy with the cactus.
A separate, distinct gray silver ray reported early February, neighbors reported a suspicious van in the area just before Nancy Guthrie went
That's a 2-door short bed, Tacoma or something like that.
missing. A separate, distinct gray silver Range Rover was then towed after a traffic stop, indicating a distinct interest in a gray van or SUV.
Yeah, because anybody smart would have done that. I was a porch guy. I would just stuck a freaking, walked up to it with a flashlight, stuck a piece of electrical tape over the camera. Pretty damn simple. That was performative. They wanted that to come out.
There was an investigation focused by Pima County on analyzing footage, and neighbors were actually asked about the existence of a gray van. Now, this video is from our friend Crystal's Crime Board. Karen Stark joining us, forensic psychologist, renowned TV and radio trauma expert and consultant at karenstark.com. Karen, there's more to come, but I wanted you to hear some of the evidence that has been delayed or even lost because of Nanos' refusal to let the feds step in.
It's somebody who believes that he can do this himself, no matter what's available to him. Took a chance. He actually took a chance with somebody's life.
Took a chance with somebody's life in the hopes of being able to personally solve the case and take credit for it and to look good. So his ego could have cost somebody their lives, literally. All because he's got a fucking fat head. Corrupt little bastard. He's supposed to be a boxer. I wish I could box him. No gloves or anything. I'd knock that sumbitch out.
Because he had to prove this point that he could do it because he was upset with the FBI. And it's playing out in front of everybody how ridiculous and mean and scary it is that he did not take action and get all the help available to him so that this woman could possibly be found as quickly as possible. They always talk about the first.
You give the impression he's an idiot and changed his entire appearance. Nanos, on the other end, thought, oh, well, get this idiot in days. Brilliant plan in my eyes. Kind of not following. He is an idiot. He thought he was going to be famous for solving the case, but he screwed it up instead.
48 hours.
All right, Kimsta. See you later. We're getting out of here pretty soon anyway.
Where was he? How could he not pay attention to that? Because of his own self-interest, and that's exactly what happened.
Straight out to Dave Mack, joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Dave, what can you tell me about a huge swath of land near Nancy Guthrie's home that has not been searched?
This is an area that we're talking a mile to a mile and a half away from Nancy Guthrie's home. It is an area that is fenced off because it is a water processing facility. Okay, it's called the Tucson Water Municipal Property.
Tucson Water Municipal Property. Should have been searched if it's a mile away, right? Yeah. His face would be a good for boxing for me.
Totally gated. You can't go in. Civilians enter. It's a felony. But Nancy, 6 days after Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped on February 7th, NASA's FIRMS satellite, this FIRMS, it is a free information for resource management system. All right. This is some satellite that actually maps platforms providing real-time imagery of heat signatures, hotspot data, in particular in areas like the Tucson Water Municipal Property. At 10:57 a.m. on February 7th, NASA's FIRMS satellite picked up a clear, high-confidence daytime heat signature at a very precise coordinate on the Tucson Water Municipal Property. Again,
so a satellite picked up a hot spot during the day on this property. And guess what? They didn't even go look.
Again, a mile from Nancy's home, the area is gated and locked. But Nancy, the area where this heat signature came from is at the top of a hill. leading down to an arroyo that has scrub brush, small trees, and things like that. But the heat signature was there, not near the municipal pipes for water and everything else. We're talking in a land area that is going uphill, dirt, trees, things like that, or shrubs rather. So this heat signature, Nancy, on February 7th was out of the ordinary, not something that normally happens, and it hasn't been searched. This is a mile from Nancy Guthrie's home, a heat signature at 10:57 in the morning, and nobody searched.
Nobody even looked. God, these guys are so incompetent. It's crazy.
Find out what it was.
Straight out to Joseph Scott Morgan, joining us, professor of forensics and death investigator.
I had no idea that happened.
Explain the impact of what Dave Mack has just reported.
Imagine grains of sand, that are falling with every moment. You're losing valuable time here. Guess what? That heat signature doesn't exist anymore.
Could have been a flock of javelinas. Could have been a Nancy. Could have been perp. Could have been somebody watching the scene with standoff position with a scope. Could have been a lot of things, but you ain't gonna find out if you don't freaking look. Could have at least sent a drone over there or a helicopter or some shit.
It's gone at this moment in time, and any trail that might lead to some kind of information that would be critical relative to the status of Mrs. Guthrie, that trail has gone cold at this point in time. So that leaves us wondering, well, what in the world would we do, as far as seeking her out now? Because that is precious time. And this case, Nancy.
Cameron searched with the FBI. Good. Cameron looks like a stand-up dude ready to kick some ass, in my opinion. The freaky ones are Materhead and Annie.
All hinges on time, doesn't it? Response times. It seems like that the people involved in this from Jump Street have a bit of disorganization and, let's face it, lethargy. They didn't prioritize this case the way.
And if you look at Cameron and Nancy's eyes, they're almost identical.
That they should have. And for me, when I'm analyzing this, they have not prioritized Mrs. Guthrie's missing status. Really wonder how this plays into other cases with not so elevated persons, let's say, for instance, in this jurisdiction. Who else? Who else is out there that's suffering, that have missing family members or crimes that have gone unsolved?
I know one of them is on my channel that Alex pointed out to me. I'm going to share the screen real quick. This is Holly Ann Dasso, Pima, Arizona. A reward of up to $15,000, up to $12,000 being offered by a private contributor, and up to $2,500. Blah blah blah. Information leading to the individuals responsible for Holly Ann Dasso's murder, I guess. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is asking public help regarding a suspicious death. Holly Ann Dasso was last seen alive on 9/22/23 in the area of Laos Transit Center. Laos Transit Center? Her remains were located the next day by the railroad tracks off East Marsh Station Road. Anyone with information is urged to contact 88-crime. Tipsters remain anonymous. 520-882-7463. Collect calls accepted. All right. All of these are important.
And you look back at this right here, and this is a glaring example of problems. I'm just hoping that they're going to be able to address these problems. I'm not really hopeful, I got to tell you, Nancy, about Miss Guthrie's status right now. And that lies at the feet of those that are in charge of an investigation, Nancy.
That from our friends at News 12. Dave Mack, explain to me where exactly that heat signature was.
It was in the Tucson municipal water cordoned off area, about a mile and a half from Nancy Guthrie's home. I mentioned, Nancy, that this is a very large area, a huge, as you've called it, a huge swath of.
You guys want to see the video real quick? We'll stop this screen and then we'll look at my video. All right. So it's during the day. I just went to my other house to get some materials and stuff, and some pallets, and my car was full of crap. But I drove down by Nolette's house. All right, here we are back. Mr. Nolette's house. What do we got here? A Toyota Tundra. And this is what I thought was his parking spot. That's Tacoma. Mailbox 18 over there. Where's 18 at? Right up there. There it is. 18. So nobody here during the day while you're parking in the daytime. This truck right here is the one that I think could be not running, this Toyota with the tape on it. There's another interesting truck right here that looks like it might not run. You can't see the tag date 2020. Let me see if I can see that. 2025. Doesn't look like it's registered. Very distinct with that tape. Wait, what was that? A little sticker. Zoom in on that real quick. Parking permit for the place. The V6 pre-runner Tacoma. It's got like blue tape on it. Parking permit. Off-road type deal. Anyway, I went to Home Depot. I got all kinds of shit in the back of my car. I treat this like a truck. Well, we're not going up the stairs or any of that shit, but this is where I was walking the other night. So I think his truck that doesn't run is that Tundra back there in the corner, blue tape on it, or the Tundra that's up in this parking spot up here. There's something with a roof rack on it. That would be That's a tundra right there with a construction rack on it. It's probably the manager's spot or a construction worker. This tundra right here, pretty close to the spot that I thought was his. What is that? Tan tundra? I don't know. Of course, I have to get out, check it out. Santa Cruz Toyota temporary ID. Temporary identification. Delivery for the purchaser. Date sold 5/5/2025. So that's almost a year old. Temporary or permanent license plate number 57869B2. Got a big ass pipe on my car. I got it tied on my roof rack. And I got oh, get all that crap. All this shit in it from my other house. It's my little truck. All right, we're gonna head home now. All right, see you later, Richard. We'll talk soon. All right, there you have it. Richard video number 2. Not the same number as plate number in car. Up in Lake County, red is 2026 sticker for registration, California. Okay. Another tag number, just have to pay. Wow, I'm just in shock at this point. That mat has never been moved. Stacks. I didn't hear who you said. Alex pointed out that in your chat. He said, thanks for bringing attention to the woman that I showed you. Just their flyer a little while ago. Crazy. I think I will look at mine and see what color it is. I think red is 26. Okay. Go back over here.
Land that is cordoned off. It is gated, it's locked, barbed wire at the top, and no civilians are allowed in. But this is only a mile and a half from Nancy Guthrie's home. 6 days after.
Look at all that land out there. And you know, whoever did this knows that this is a locked up piece of property. And nobody can be on it. I'd have went and searched it.
She is stolen in the middle of the night. A heat signature. Exact position.
You know, I'm curious. Joe Scott Morgan, you mentioned that evidence is now gone. To Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, Director of Operations, USPA Nationwide Security. How valuable would that be in a search for a missing person? You've got this giant swath of land. I'm curious. Joe Scott Morgan, you mentioned that evidence is now gone. To Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, Director of
Employees only, it says.
Operations, USP.
That kind of fences around the whole place.
A Nationwide Security.
Is there a reservoir out there or something? Cheryl McCullum.
How valuable would that be in a search for a missing person? You've got this giant swath of land very close to Nancy Guthrie's home, and out of the blue, an elevated heat signature indicating a living creature, not a dead creature, a living creature, and it wasn't pursued. Now, is it because the land was surrounded by barbed wire? You know what? Where I grew up, a lot of pastures full of cows were surrounded by barbed wire. We just went over them or under them. It's not hard. So a barbed wire fence is stopping FEMA sheriffs from searching, and you've got this elevated heat signature popping up in the middle of it, and nothing's done.
Yeah, I have to think that what you're seeing here is issues with triaging these data points. You know, in that close proximity to Mrs. Guthrie's home, you would think that this would be followed up very quickly. And I'll add one thing here. Private investigator Steve Fisher, who's been many times a guest of this show, did a great job explaining a few months ago drone technology that can quickly grid search these expansive areas and stitch together effectively.
I'll go steal that damn mat and use the MVAC on it. Give me some DNA off that damn thing. Stealing is wrong. You're right, Shirley. But I could damn sure get the MVAC and vacuum it, get DNA off of it. But who knows how many DNAs are on that now after 100 people have been scuffing around on it. Yeah, replace it with an identical one. That would be cool. A better one.
It looks almost like a satellite map, but it's taken by drone. Something like that, tying in an external resource that quickly. You know, there were failures all along the way to bring in outside help to do things like that. So it was just taken by drone. Something like that.
Oh, I just wanted to see that one shot. Guthrie home.
Can quickly grid search these expansive areas.
Pretty damn close to Mexico, ain't it? You know who has ties to Mexico, don't you? William Hubie, Kayla Day's husband. Kayla Day and Luke Daly connected at the hip when it comes to rugs and whatever the hell else they were doing.
And stitched together effectively it looks almost like a satellite map, but it's taken by
Sonora, Mexico, right there.
By drone. Something like that, tying in an external resource that quickly. You know, there were failures all along the way to bring in outside help to do things like that. So it was just I don't think it was the barbed wire that kept them out. I think it was an inability to effectively work with anybody outside of Pima County.
Ryan Fitzgibbons, you're absolutely right. Take a listen to Steve Fisher.
So we can do with these specialized drones, and these are enterprise.
You're lucky, Jessica. I wish I had one grandkid, any age.
Drones. These are not regular consumer drones. We can program them to search or to fly certain search grids and whatnot. And so what we do is the drone flies these lines that we define, and then when it's complete, we have a photography we have imagery of this whole area. And then what we can do is we can actually build a map out of that, stitch those together, and then actually search the map. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, what can you tell me about solar-powered cameras and what, if anything, they may yield?
Nancy, the one thing we know about these solar-powered cameras and devices is that we watched as the law enforcement removed one of these solar-powered devices and wired camera from the roof. If you remember, it was around February the 6th into the investigation, 7 days in. And we know that these solar-powered...
I bet the sheriff didn't even know that
cameras
were there. They're so stupid. They didn't even know those cameras were there. And that's why the FBI was up there taking them off, because Pima County was so damn stupid. They were too busy chucking black gloves over their shoulder and making a mess and screwing up the crime scene to figure anything out. Had a homicide, never invested a homicide in his life. All his work, all his people under him with 1 or 2 years experience. I mean, what do you expect with that much? Alex and the Juice are cool. I like them.
Other electronics, they're not attached to the grid. So whatever is being run and recorded by these cameras would be saved. It's not part of any kind of grid. So it doesn't matter if you cut all the wires in town. These things are independently powered.
I want to find out what the Juice said to that lady that he was so freaked out about, right? No, the lady said the juice.
Hi, guys. American homeowners. The FBI has been warning about a type of real estate free title history $1 million. Good luck.
Nancy, a white female, 84 years of age, 5'2" medium build, brown blue. Things after 2,200 hours as of yesterday. Nancy has high blood pressure, pacemaker, and cardiac
Nancy has high blood pressure, pacemaker, and cardiac issues.
issues.
Allison Weiner joining us.
That radiator.
Nancy, a white female, 84 years of age, 5'2" medium build, brown blue. Things after 2,200 hours.
2,200 hours as of yesterday. 2 in the morning.
Hours as of yesterday. Nancy has high blood pressure, pacemaker, and cardiac issues.
Allison Weiner joining us, senior investigative reporter and author of a new book, Murder in the Media. Allison, is it true that even though the family, Nancy Guthrie, said this isn't right, the camera's dislodged, there's blood on the front porch, she didn't just wander away? At the get-go, Nanos insisted on treating this as a case where an elderly individual simply wandered off.
Yes, and I think that's what they were used to dealing with there. He actually had a press conference where that's exactly what he said.
So they're used to people wandering off with Alzheimer's and stuff like that. But the family clearly told the policeman, no, she can't wander off. She can barely make it to the post office most days, or the mailbox most days. And she's smart as a whip. She's got all her faculties. But they just ignored that and kept treating it as a wander away, just like the Sebastian Rogers case, where they treated it as a runaway instead of a crime scene. If they would have treated Sebastian as a crime scene from day one, they probably would have had perp. 10 p.m. 10:19.
That this is, she had wandered off. We're looking for her. And there were, at that time, the family was inside the house. There were other officers inside the house, and they all went searching around to see if they could find Nancy. So again, you have like evidence disruption. You have them looking and wasting, not wasting, but not spending the time and
spreading their DNA all over the place, and all these investigators throwing gloves over their shoulders and making a whole mess of the whole place.
seemingly being able to put together the fact that there's blood on the porch.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that blood on the porch, I would have known this is a homicide. This is a crime scene. Crime scene. Not walk away, not run away. Crime scene.
And a trail of blood on the porch. So maybe she didn't just walk away. And also the fact that the family said she was non-ambulatory. And we heard Savannah say that in a press conference, that she barely could make it to the mailbox most days.
And my sister called me and I said, is everything okay? Mm-hmm. And she said, no. She said, Mom's missing. And I said, what? Yeah. What are you talking about? She said, she's gone. She must have had.
Look at Huda. She kills me, this Huda woman. She's got her lip, her little tongue slipping out like a lizard.
Had like some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow, the paramedics had come. I started calling the hospitals, and the police were there and talking to her at the same time, and it was just chaos. Yeah. My mom, she was in tremendous pain. Yeah. Her back was very bad. She was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox.
Oh, 2200 is 10 p.m. Gotcha, Jim. Sorry about that. 1200 is noon, right? I don't know how the hell the military time goes. I registered for the draft under Reagan, but never got called.
Box and get the mail, but most days not. So there was no wander off. And the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
2200 is 10 o'clock. Plus 12 plus 10.
And there was blood on the front doors.
2300 would be 11, and 2400 would be midnight, and then it starts over.
and the Ring camera had been yanked off.
Yeah.
And so we were saying,
Yeah, you're right, Kozan. It's almost extremely rare, especially for the elderly. Well, you got the missing camera and you got the blood. I would have stopped everybody and taped it off and would have not ever have released that scene.
this is
Do something.
this is not okay.
Yeah.
This isn't something is very wrong here.
That from our
0100 is 1 in the morning. 0200 is 2 a.m. and so on and so on. 1200 is noon. 13, 14, 15, 1600 is 4 o'clock.
our friends at YouTube today, that is Savannah, describing what happened immediately when she realized her mom was missing and that authorities were told she did not wander off. Look at the front porch, look at the door cam. Yet it was pursued for who knows how long as a wander off by an elderly. The question tonight is how badly has the state's investigation been torpedoed by the unfortunate misjudgments and delays at the very beginning of the case? Can it be fixed?
Nope.
Did it cost Nancy Guthrie her life?
Yep.
Is there a way for her to be brought home?
That's a big lift. That's a heavy lift, honey.
Alive. If you know or think you know anything about Mrs. Guthrie's disappearance, please.
Tip line. $1.202,500,000. Call the FBI. Anonymous. 520-882-7463.
Please dial toll free 800-225-5324. Repeat 800-225-5324. If you wish to remain anonymous, 520-882-7463. 520-882-7463. There is a $1.2 million reward on the table for information leading to the whereabouts of Nancy Guthrie. $1.2 million. And remember, a conviction, even an arrest, is not required for you to collect the reward. $1.2 million in reward. We remember an American hero, Trooper Andrew Wall, Tennessee Highway Patrol, killed in the line of duty after 14 years, leaving behind devastated parents Tom and Wendy and grieving girlfriend Cindy. American hero, Trooper Andrew Wall.
Prayers to you, brother.
Thank you to our guests for joining us tonight, but especially to you for being with us and keeping the search for Nancy Guthrie alive. Nancy Grace signing off for tonight, but I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, good night, friend.
Good night, friend. You're a friend. Well. I meant to say, I wonder why the family expert Cameron didn't advise control the scene better. Well, Savannah there may have been a power struggle between Cameron and Savannah. Kozan. Lucas is better. He's eating cooked bison with a little bit of salt. And he actually ate some of the heated up farmer's dog too. So he's on his way to recovery. Yeah. Well, folks. Yibbity. That's all, folks. As soon as the blood drops are found on a scene, it's to be treated as a crime scene. The entire premise cordoned off with crime scene tape. That's investigation 101, right? Electrics. I'm with you. As soon as Sheriff Nanos realized she did not wander off by the scene inside the home when he called the crime scene, that was on February 1st. Should have called the FBI and let them take over. You should have stepped aside and let the FBI do their thing, and he could have claimed credit later for doing the right thing. Oh yeah, Nicole Davis was put in jail, and they raided Daly's place. Good night, Kim. Good night, love. Nanette. Oh. Cameron seemed to be the badass of the family. It looked like he wanted to whip some ass in some of those videos they had to do. January 31st is a Wiccan holiday. I'm out. Good night. Trying to recover from hand surgery yesterday. Trying to type right-handed. Oh my gosh. Well, I smacked my finger with a hammer. I didn't really like smack it, but it's enough that it's swollen, so it's hard for me to type. Anyway, good night, everyone. The Mabster's going to sign off so I can spend a little bit of time with Mrs. Mab before we have to go to bed. I got to be up early because I got a haircut at 9 a.m. And then I got to pick up my worker at 10 a.m. It means I got to be up at 8 a.m., which means I got an hour and a half before I have to go to sleep. So, that being said, the Mabsta is out. All right, you guys. Peace out, you guys. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow, right? Peace.